like to point out, I'm not a naturalist, I don't have a naturalist background, I don't have any major qualifications on nature, I'm a transport historian. But I do find big cats in the countryside very, very interesting. Next. Right, okay then, North East England. Stockton-on-Tees, Hartlepool, County Durham, Newcastle's up here. This is the major area of what we're concerned about. We have sightings in Hartlepool, Stockton-on-Tees, Darlington, and all of these areas over in West County Durham. Now, all of these historically have sightings going back to the 1970s. And what we're getting at the moment is animals coming in from Hartlepool down into the industry along here and to the housing estates from Stockton-on-Tees. Next. That's just a photograph to show basically Teesside. I don't know if you can make it out on this screen. That's the famous transporter bridge. These are the towers, cooling towers of ICI Billingham. Now I have the River Tees over, I think the River Tees is there. We have ICI Billingham over here. We have ICI Wilton over here. Next.
This one or
That's just a clearer view of the transporter bridge. All of this over here is railway land. The North East was the birthplace of the railways. We have a lot of railway routes in there. A lot of them are now converted into walkways and to disused areas where we get animals of any type wandering about. And we do have them coming down into this area here. Next.
Is that the bridge on our Friedrichshain pet?
It is indeed, yes. That's the bridge on our Friedrichshain pet. It's apparently got took over to the United States, but it didn't. Well, Teesside also has some very beautiful country. This is, I call this place now, Captain Cook's Monument. Urban farmland just to the south of Middlesbrough. Gisborough's over here, the town of Gisborough, Stokesley, all of those are within view of this area. And again, they all have cat sightings. Right. Since the end of the 1970s, Teesside's seen a lot of changes. Many of the traditional heavy industries have gone, and the area is now dotted with country parks, with former railway land and several wildlife havens. Teesmouth and Seal Sands are the best bird sites, or two of the best bird sites in the world now. I don't know if anybody's ever been up there. Thanks. No, next one. Right, to give you a better idea of the area that concerns us, this is a railway map of Teesside taken just before the beaching era. The River Tees is here. The one that concerns us mainly is the Castle Eden Walkway, which starts from here. Shildon goes all the way down into Stockton-on-Tees. All of this is now a walkway, and it's responsible for quite a lot of cat sightings into County Durham. It starts off at Shildon, works its way right the way down into industrial Teesside. Next. Now, this is the other bridge on Teesside, the Newport Bridge. This is unusual in that it actually lifts up, but this has a cat sighting. This is one of the main primary routes into the town of Middlesbrough here. And this has a sighting of a large black cat which has crossed over the River Tees onto this derelict railway land here. To be honest, anything that gets across that road in one of these deserves a medal, because that's one of the busiest routes into Middlesbrough. And we've had several sightings of a black panther type creature crossing that road into central Middlesbrough. Right, the Castle Eden Walkway started off as a railway line, ran from Wellfield in County Durham up near Shildon down to Stockton-on-Tees. Its main purpose was to bring coal from the Durham coalfield to the port of Middlesbrough. It was unusual that it was electrified in the 1930s. This railway closed in the 1960s and was converted into an attractive walkway. This walkway is seen at the plethora of reports of big cats. this photograph basically shows part of the route. It's obviously on the railway bridges, it goes up there for about 20 miles, and you get walkers and cats come across here, cats are seen in the field. Next. It's just a view of the other side of the bridge. So that's the sort of countryside that we have cats on Teesside. Right, latest sightings since last conference. I've investigated 3 since last year. One's on a big housing estate at Whitby, which is just to the south. And one's on the 169 Sedgefield Road, which is, you've got Stockton-on-Tees here, Sedgefield's just to the west of it. And another one, which I haven't got any photographs for, was at a riding school near Hartlepool. Hartlepool's quite another urban area. Next.
What sort of species of cats?
These are all black animals that we're seeing here. Right, this is the location of the Whitby sighting. I don't know if you can make it out clearly, but this is the boat's back garden. There's a hill here, and every morning 3 deer used to come walking down here to a lake or pond down here. And one morning they came galloping over like a bunch of racehorses, and following us was a big black panther who came all the way over this hill here, all the way down to here. And he says to his mate, "Look at that, look at that!" Whereupon the cat heard him, turned around and walked back off again. So I went up to that sighting, took the photographs, and what we did was we worked out that the animals possibly living in this derelict farm here. And we went up there, it did smell a bit, and we didn't particularly want to go into it. Yeah. But also, as a follow-on to that, I got talking to his mate who goes lambing, he goes knocking off rabbits for the farmers, and foxes and things. And he said he heard a sort of crying sound, like a like that, you know. And when he traced it, it was coming from a tree. Now when he got close to the tree, this big black cat shimmied down the tree and ran off. So this cat had been up the tree making its sound and had come down and cleared off when he approached the tree. Next.
How large was the cat?
The cat was approximately 4 foot long, 2 foot tall, the usual sort of leopard size type. The next sighting I had is up on the A689. This is the chap's house, and this is like an abandoned track. One morning his wife's getting up out of bed, opens the curtains, and there's a big black panther walking along here. Same sort of animal, 4 to 5 foot long, 2 feet high. And it's just ambling along here. Just off photograph here is the main road, the A689. It just came along here, so it disappeared into some bushes. Now, that sighting there was followed up with some sightings of a smaller animal. We actually managed to get the smaller animal on photograph, but Mark reckons it's a domestic cat. However, it is carrying an adult rabbit, so it must be a pretty big domestic cat. Thanks.
Have you got that photograph?
I have, but I don't think it would be today, unfortunately. That's just the view of the other side of the bedroom window. This house is here, that's wandered along here, it disappears into here. And we think it's possibly a dead area down there, which makes it fairly close to human habitation. I've seen the large black cat on a couple of occasions, but the smaller cat's been seen on numerous occasions.
Might be an idea to get a trigger cat.
Well, I've suggested that, but it was suggested that didn't particularly want to waste it on a domestic cat.
But that's assuming domestic cat.
Well, that's assuming it is.
Let's find out what it is.
Well, that's what I want to do, yes. I want to go back to there and stop them on camera with just sort of
That's an ideal place to get them.
It's an ideal place, yes.
You kept safe on the side of the fence,
Yes.
facing over onto the track. There'll be enough of being to cover that whole that track.
Absolutely, yes. Next.
I'm sorry,
We did manage to photograph unferocious beast. There he is, sitting there on the table. And that's basically it. So there we are, it's just a short little presentation on my local area. So if anybody would like to ask any questions.
How credible will people who report the sightings?
the people who reported the sighting, the chap who had the catwalk past his window is a lecturer at Teesside University, and his wife works in ICI.
What is that, John? Is it?
I don't know where lectures are, no. But the other chap was a country-style gentleman, and his mate goes lamping his house every night lamping. One of the other things I used to do was work at Tesco's in the checkout stand on the home shopping vans. I used to get out and deliver home shopping to farms and things in the country areas. And I always tried to bring the cats into it, and I got quite a few sightings of those. One of which over in Glaisdale in North Yorkshire, but North Yorkshire is just a bit further down here. That's Barnard Castle. Glaisdale's about here. And one of the chaps I talked to in Glaisdale corroborated the Whitby sighting, a sighting of the cat coming down the train. So I was quite impressed with that. Customers that I get through the shop, I just pick basically anybody who looks like they might be country style type of person or equestrian. I just ask them, hey, do you see anything interesting in the fields while we're out? And they usually say, oh yeah, so we can't talk too long ago. You know, I've had 4 reports of people from customers. I've had 3 reports of the members of staff saying, hey, my dad saw one of these things. And out of the vans, I've had about 4 or 5 reports of customers from the farms as well.
Do you think these cats could be linked to another to a lot of sightings in North
Could
Yorkshire?
they-
Could they be linked to the cats that reside in North Yorkshire?
Yes, I think so, yes, because up here in Hartlepool, just up a bit further up, there's a little village called Elby. And in 2003, there was a rather spectacular sighting of an adult with a juvenile, right? Now, shortly after that, this road here, the A19, we've got a road of farmland in here. A sheep was found up a tree on the farm here, right? So what we thought was that the juvenile had cleared off on its own, come down through the ICI here, cleared the A19 and got its own territory. We also have Gisborough Woods and Gisborough and Pinchenthorpe down here with sightings. We also think that the juvenile also carried on its journey, was responsible for sightings around here. So yes, I think these sightings are linked, because historically all of this area here has sightings going back to the early 70s at least.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Chris, thank you very much.